Hi guys, how are you doing? Welcome to Parenting as We Grow. Yes, we've started a new series in the Wawerus whereby we are going to talk about majorly parenting. As you all know, I have 2 kids. So in this series, this is what will be happening. I'll be sharing my experience on parenting and my friends and my family and how I grew up, how they grew up on parenting, while you, my viewers, give me your experience and what you've been through or what you know about parenting or what you disagree with me in the comment section so that we can learn together and grow together as parents. So today, I'm going to talk about overcompensation. First of all, before that, I'll tell you what inspires this. This was inspired by the fact that we are all different human beings and we are trying as much as we can to raise our children the best way we know how. Yes, aside from praying for them to turn out right, there's also the fact that we need their morals to be perfect. We need their academics to go high. We need them to be children in the first place and play and enjoy hobbies and learn an instrument or two, maybe learn an activity like swimming and skating. We all have dreams and visions for our children. However, the method at which we reach there is different, and that's why I am encouraging you to please comment down below on what you think or what you disagree in this series of parenting as we grow. Yes, we are all parenting and you're all growing. So anyway, today I'm going to talk about overcompensation. And yeah, I'm going to be having guests here from time to time. Yes, I really need to. So this is the point. As parents, we are constantly overcompensating and we don't know how that will ruin our kids, but sometimes it does. Okay, sometimes we don't see it as overcompensation. It's more like we're doing our best for our children. And then you have this notion of, I don't want my child to grow up the way I grew up, or I don't want my child to lack the things I lacked. But let me tell you, there are disadvantages to this. Yes, the advantage is you need to give your child a better life than the one you had. That's a guarantee. You also need to make sure that whatever your child needs for them to grow and get the exposure they need to have a better life, you are the provider. And because you are constantly working, you're not home, on that weekend that you find yourself at home, hugging them so tight all the time, overcompensating for the hugs you missed during the week, that is also necessary. For the parents who go to the diaspora and just visit their children often, oh yes, you need to do that. However, the overcompensation I'm talking about here is that of which you are over providing. Maybe let's say in terms of material things. Like for example, your child does not need 20 pairs of shoes. We know that. But just because you walked barefooted to school does not mean they don't need to live the life you lived. Yes, that was your time. Now, 20 pairs of shoes, why? Your child does not need a phone at a tender age. Just because you got your phone when you finished campus or when after your first job does not mean that your child needs the same. Stop overcompensating on the wrong things. Stop overcompensating. Remember, give yourself grace. Whatever you're doing is you're working. And everything has gone high. Remember, school fees is high and now you pay for the activities too in school. So you overcompensating is not helping even you yourself. But as parents, let me give you a scenario. You go to a child with your child to the supermarket and then they want something. You remember when you're growing up, you did not get the same thing. Now, you buy that thing. What you've taught this child is, when you throw tantrums, I'm here to listen. So, in the process of you overcompensating, you are actually spoiling them to thinking that they have the rights over everything that you can provide, that is available, or that you can even go an extra mile of denying yourself the most basic things to provide for your children. Parents of today, we are constantly overcompensating with our children because we work so much, so hard every day. How about you try this next time? Instead of overcompensating with material things, overcompensate with time. Like, I'll leave my job early today. I'll ask for a leave to spend time with my kids because schools are closed. I will ensure that I do 2 things for my child before they sleep. Like for example, I am the one to put you to bed, kids. I am the one to feed you your dinner. Or because I go to work in the morning, how about I wake up and prep you so that we can live together? Or instead of using a school bus, I'll be dropping you to school. Find ways to compensate for the lost time, for the time that you're not there, rather than overcompensating for the time that you're not there, yet you're spoiling them to the point of when you will not be there for them, like they're adults and they have their own lives, you will be regretting the minor things you overcompensated when they were kids. And that is why we raise spoiled kids, because we tend to think that we need to over-provide for them. Like I used a good example, your child does not need 20 pairs of shoes. Remember, they outgrow them so fast. Your child is young. There are things they don't understand. They actually don't understand how hard you work for your money. Now stop showing them that it's constantly available. That is even wrong. They don't understand that the choices you make for them are good or bad. No, it's up to you to show them that the choices I am making for you are actually what is best for you. I get that you feel guilty. Okay, I get mom guilt all the time. And every parent will get mom guilt. But we also get that feeling of sadness when our children grow. So every feeling is valid, but how you handle it is what matters. Don't use your guilt for the fact that you're trying to give them a best life to make you spoil them to the fact that you will worsen their lives when they're adults. A lot of adults out here are already entitled. Is that the society we want? And you feel like your parents were harsh on you, now you don't want to be harsh on your kids because I don't want my child to have the life that I had. Really? Look at how you turned out. How responsible you are. Let's start with you're not in jail. Let's start with you have anger management and you can manage your anger so well. Let's start with you have friends you can keep and relationships you've kept. If you're not co-parenting and you're in a marriage, let's start with you have a spouse that you live with. Or let's start with the fact that you have employees or you're employed and you're surviving. Now, will your child be able to live the life that you have because your parents gave you that life? Now it's your turn to give the same life to another person, another human being. And I get that nowadays gentle parenting is much better. We've learned that. But are you willing and ready to imagine your child not being as responsible as you, not being able to hold a relationship, even friendship, even with an employer or even with an employee? Like your child is not tolerable because you raise them to be entitled brats instead of children who understand that this is how life should be. Explain to your children why you work hard. Explain to them what happens. Explain to them that your financial status does not allow you to be home all the time. Go sit them down and tell them that for you to get A, B, C, D, E, this is what happens. This is what has to happen. Because at the end of the day, they're growing. And the things they will remember are the things that matter the most. And I don't think the child is going to be holding on to them things that you're spoiling them with forever. So guys, overcompensation is happening in today's generation of parenting. Yes, we are all doing it. But how do we stop doing it? Be alert in the mind on the things that you are not willing to give to your child. And trust me, you're gonna raise very amazing human beings. And as I always say, it's parenting and we are growing together. Why don't we grow by starting to stopping the overcompensation and overcompensate with love, time, affection, plan trips with your kids, take walks with them, be responsible for a thing or two for your children, because that is all that matters. Not the whatever they ask for they get. No, it is you being present that they require the most. And children define love with time. Thank you so much for tuning in on Parenting as We Grow, and I will see you on the next episode. Bye guys.